Welcome to Duck Crossing. So as you guys know, I am Duck Hunter 44, and with me is my host Joke.
Oh shoot!
He's currently playing Animal Crossing.
I don't want to stop
Pocket
playing.
Camp. But what a perfect way to start though.
I mean, this is how it all kind of started.
This is how really Duck Crossing started. It was basically an idea from us loving Animal Crossing so much to...
I mean, who doesn't love Animal Crossing?
Well, and you know what just happened. I mean, can we just start with that, to be honest with you?
Yeah, I mean, that's really what we've been waiting for a long time. We just wanted them to say, here it is, we're working on something. And
something's happening. Animal Crossing is finally coming to which we knew. In the back of our minds, we all knew that Animal Crossing was going to be coming.
Well, you were there. You were at the moment where everyone was waiting for them to say something, and they didn't want to say something.
Right, at E3, I feel like E3 was focused on...
It was Smash.
It was all Smash.
Which
and it
makes sense, really.
It did.
To me, if you're speaking to people like you're speaking to a bigger audience that doesn't check in on video game news and like want to see every single direct as soon as it comes out, like we do.
Right.
You're talking about Smash because that's what people want in a grander scheme.
Right. I mean,
there's going to be a lot of people that watch the direct and are like, Animal Crossing? Like, what is this? Because when the actual announcement was the most awkward, weird thing ever.
Well, it first started off, I knew right away that when Isabelle popped up on the screen, I knew right away that it wasn't an Animal Crossing announcement because it was New Leaf.
Right.
It was the New Leaf building.
There was nothing.
So there was nothing new that like what. But then when Tom Nook came on the screen, I was like, those are some nice graphics there.
Well, I love how they did that. Like they give you the news that's coming right now. The Animal Crossing news. You needed the Isabelle announcement for Smash Brothers.
Right, because
to end the direct, to be the big moment. But then you have the Marvel end of the movie credit scene where you just have Tom Nook just sitting there, just clicks the light off on himself, just sitting at the desk like,
hey guys,
there's a game.
There's a game.
Here's a logo.
Not even a logo though. Not even a logo. It's Animal Crossing,
like the brand
2019.
The brand of Animal Crossing.
With like a typed in 2019.
Right, which
not
is
even
actually,
like
I appreciate them giving like that time frame.
Right.
But knowing how they announced it, it was like they already have the pipeline lined up for next year.
Right.
So this is just going to fit in somewhere in the middle of the year. Maybe if we're hoping.
I'm hoping for June.
Lucky.
Because like Animal Crossing New Leaf. So to me, Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I know to you too probably, was the absolute best game.
Until I got to use this. I mean, not that this is better, but I love what
it's in a different way.
Yes.
Animal Crossing Pocket Camp is in a different way from New Leaf.
Absolutely.
New Leaf is the all-around best Animal Crossing game they ever come out with.
It's like if you were to dream of what this game could have been, that's what it is.
Right.
And they even added more stuff in.
On
top of that, when they updated it, which is like a new thing when it comes to Nintendo.
We can't really complain as Animal Crossing fans when they did give us free content updates. Free! I mean, just using these amiibo and just everything. Like, we can't really complain.
Well,
they added a whole new section to the game.
Right, and like you did mention, I didn't really think about it, like amiibo being implemented into the game in this way, that was a really smart way to do it. And it actually gave more of a purpose than what they were originally purposed for.
Honestly, they were apologizing for Amiibo Festival.
It almost kind of felt like that. And that's what I thought I wanted to talk with you guys today was, it feels like we've kind of just been building off of what New Leaf and, the previous mainline series has done. All we've done is, the spin-off games, which are good on their own thing.
Yeah. We
have this, which kind of has more of a purpose with Pocket Camp.
Pocket Camp.
And opens it up to more people, but we haven't really taken a next step. And I mean, we haven't really done that in Animal Crossing since New Leaf, or before it. It was all just, let's redo the game.
Right.
This time, I feel like it's a game changer. Like the same thing with Pokemon. It's a remake, if we want to talk about the terminology. But it's a rebrand. It's a new reboot. It's a new generation of people that get to be exposed to something that, I mean, we grew up with. it's something that impacted our lives from the beginning to now.
Right.
And we're still waiting for that next step. And that's what I think is so exciting.
Which is now we finally have a reveal for it.
I mean,
it's here, like we know it's coming, which is
that was all we
which
really
is big.
needed.
That's all we need.
Yeah, totally.
And that brings up like another point. Like I don't know why some people were so upset with the Direct. I don't know, like if.
I mean, I kind of feel like I try to be an outsider, or like I feel like I'm an outside perspective. But from your perspective, you just got to be used to just negativity as a norm, and it's like, it's hard for me to want to understand that. It's like, I mean, you want what you want, but at the same time, don't just set yourself up for disappointment. Like,
right.
If you really diagnose the problem, like, what are you actually looking for? What could they have shown you that would have been
better than that?
And the same thing with E3. Like, I wasn't going to feel disappointed because I didn't get Animal Crossing. I knew it was coming. I just knew I needed to wait for when they were ready.
Actually
and what kind of announcement would have been of E3 of Tom Nook sitting at a desk?
Yeah, it would have been lost at E3.
But when you do a Direct, then it's like it's just within the Nintendo sphere of people. So like, some people like Animal Crossing, some people don't. Even within that sphere, so some people are going to be as hyped as anything, and it's nothing. Or the people that are on the outside that don't know what it's about, they're going to be like, what? Like a raccoon sitting at a desk?
Yeah, like because a lot of people don't know Animal Crossing. I feel like Animal Crossing, like a lot of Nintendo fans and people who play Nintendo games don't know what Animal Crossing is.
Well, it's funny because I was watching somebody that's a Smash Brothers professional player, and I was watching him watching the Direct. You know, he didn't care about Animal Crossing. He didn't really care that Isabelle was a character because to him he's thinking mechanically like, this is just Villager again. I don't care about Animal Crossing.
With a new skin.
And seeing the extra ending, it's like, you know, that wasn't what he wanted, but he understood that, like, in the grander Nintendo community, there are a lot of people. We really, really wanted this.
Right.
And we really just needed something.
Right.
And they're like, here you go. You know, don't worry about it. We'll see you next year after we have all this other killer stuff that's coming out in the next 6 months.
We have, Nintendo has so many games coming.
Too many. Honestly, it's too many. Like,
it's ridiculous.
The stuff comes out too frequently. Like, I want to play this stuff, and I don't have the time or like could spend the money to play all the things because there's too much good stuff.
There's too much.
You can't even dedicate to one of those games the amount of time that it needs because you're already
a few weeks later. It's another game.
Yeah.
So, the way Nintendo's spacing it out, and like, but they're not really spacing it out.
They're doing the best they can, but it's like they just have too much good stuff, and everybody's running to get their stuff out, especially now. I mean, we're into October already. It's just going to be week after week. There's huge killer things, so it's like you got to kind of steer clear of the heavy hitters. What? Like, you want to go up against Mario Party? No, like, you're going to go later into October or later into November where there's other killer stuff coming out. It's like, you gotta compete.
And then to finish off the year with Smash is like, what a holiday seller.
Well, you tell me when the Switch launched, you know, like before we reach 2 years in, there's going to be a Smash Brothers game.
When the Switch got announced, I knew kind of deep down, like, man, this is going to be such an amazing system. Like,
but
it's going to
be. Had no idea.
But we were both fans of the Wii U. I mean, I love the Wii U. He loved the Wii. He still plays the Wii U.
Can we talk about the Wii U?
Oh, of course.
Is that okay? Okay, because like we touched on last night when we were watching Chad Tronic doing his like what your reaction was to
Amiibo Festival.
But he played that, I forgot what it's called, but the app on the Wii U where you got to see that, like,
and he started crying. Okay, this you guys have to watch this Chad Tronic video. He has an Amiibo Festival video, which is awesome. But there's the part in the video where, do you guys remember that game on the Wii U? I don't know, a lot of people probably don't even know what this is.
Dude, I booted it up.
It's not even a game, really.
I booted it up before, like a little while ago, just to see the little guys running around.
Right.
It's like,
it's so cute. An Animal Crossing Plaza where all the characters pretty much just hang out.
But it tied in with Miiverse too, so it was like everyone who's a fan of Animal Crossing, you just got to like put your little connection in there. And, like, have the little jokes about all the characters.
And Chad Tronic started fake crying in it when he pulled that game up. Because, you know, everyone thought thought Animal Crossing was coming
well,
to the Wii U.
Well, that's what you said. Like, I didn't really think about that, but like that seemed like such a big indicator.
It was a teaser. Like, oh my gosh, Animal Crossing. Is this what it's going to look like on the Wii U?
Apparently, it was more of an indicator that they were stretching like anything they could do to make the Wii U interesting. So, like to me,
that's
it really worked.
Well, that's what I'm also kind of happy about how Animal Crossing didn't come out on the Wii U, even though it would have been the best console for it because you have the TV and the touchscreen at the same time.
Forget it, dude.
It would have been the best system to run Animal Crossing on.
Give me City Folk. Like, I know some people don't like City Folk, but like even throw that on the Wii U, I would have ate that up.
Oh yeah, without a doubt.
Get a new Leaf on it would have been
with all your items on.
Dude, like I wanted to download Wild World on it just because I was like to have that experience of being able to play it on the Wii U. That would have been so good, and it was a total missed opportunity. But that's the Wii U.
But another thing that I'm thinking, so Pokemon's coming out, right?
I mean, Pokemon has like a month away.
Pokemon has that interactive Pokeball controller. Now, what if Animal Crossing comes out? What if they have an interactive controller where your inventory is in that controller?
What would be the purpose of like carrying your stuff around?
Well, instead of having it on the screen, you having to hit like start, go to event, you have it right here. You can see what's in your inventory.
Well, like that's kind of the funny thing, and I really feel like I've noticed a lot. I'm playing this game is like you get a sliver of the experience on here, but they've streamlined a lot of systems to make it just more user friendly. I mean, like you just sell stuff.
Right.
You don't go to a store and sell stuff.
You just straight up sell stuff.
If you want to make something or get something specific, you craft it.
You have the materials.
There's materials. You collect materials purposely just to craft.
Just to craft.
I think that's like something they could really get into in the game. Like you are collecting resources.
Right.
And there's a real progression there because like you collect stuff to build stuff. That thing gives you more stuff. And you just kind of snowball it.
I would definitely love to see things from Pocket Camp move
without a
over
doubt.
to the new Animal Crossing.
I mean, some things I feel like are more implemented for the sense of we need to make money, so we need to like create a time frame where then somebody would.
It's definitely going to be a full day game. It's definitely going to be a real time game.
Well, that's such a funny thing about this. It's like this is a free game. I will play for probably hundreds of hours. I won't spend any money on it. I'll be more than happy to throw down on a retail game, full price, and then you give me the full experience, and you don't like hide this stuff behind tickets or timing. It's just a natural thing with Animal Crossing. So you can see why this cannot make money, but it's such a solid game. Right. It's so good, but I don't see a purpose in spending money on it. I love getting the special stuff.
You just have to take your time in it.
Yeah.
You just have to be patient with it. And
that's my favorite thing is just checking in with it every couple hours of the day. Yep. There's something new to do. There's more stuff to collect, and you feel like as long as you keep that like hamster ball rolling, you're getting more stuff.
Right.
And it just, there's a purpose for your playing rather than like, in Animal Crossing, there's really no goals. You make them up for yourself. So if you're not good at doing that, like I'm not, then you might get bored of it and not really know where to go. But like with this, there's always something to further.
There's always something to do.
And like there's numbers like leveling up the friendships, leveling up your own thing. Like,
and getting people to come to your campsite and
and
there's events going on with like the Splatoon one that just happened. Now we have the Halloween one going on, and there's
endless content about Animal Crossing is like checking in seasonally.
Right.
You know, like you're feeling the Halloween thing, like you're collecting candy. You know, if you're in the Christmas mood, then you're like getting presents. You know, like it's just something fun to do every day. And it works perfectly on here. It would have worked perfectly before. On the Switch, it's like any possibility.
Right, because you also have the portability. And that's a big thing with Animal Crossing. Huge.
Well, I think of what it was like with Wild World. I mean, that was such a huge thing. I mean, it was really kind of more of a shrunken down version.
It was definitely...
Because they took out the holidays.
Well, it was definitely... I feel like Wild World was just a huge beta test.
Yeah, like you're saying, a proof of concept.
Right, like...
We can do this experience, and it could work on any platform.
Right.
And then they had online. They had ways to communicate with people, like the Switch. Where's your communication features?
Oh, man, that's going to be... Well, Nintendo Switch Online is a whole nother Duck Crossing episode. But that's for sure. I mean, without a doubt.
That's like a dissertation.
So we're not going to get into that today. But without a doubt, I mean, the there's endless possibilities you could do with online and interacting with other people around the world in the new Animal Crossing that's going to be coming out.
I mean, like I said, the possibilities for this game, I always think of Animal Crossing as like the thing that you can do other things in. Like you can try all these different ideas using this as kind of like your base platform, because it just works for in so many levels.
Yep.
You have just the people that want to customize their stuff and just do that, or like me that want to do gardening, flowers, like creating your town.
Yep.
It's like as deep as you want it to go. And that opens up to a different audience of people that may not be Switch people, they may not be Nintendo people, but you can kind of use that as an avenue to go a lot of different ways. And in terms of communication, it's a perfect avenue to use. You can do letters to people, you can visit their town. In this game, you can like help each other out, and you get bonuses for doing that.
It's really cool.
It's not just like, hey, this is fun to visit my friend, which would be really cool, but I also get something out of it if I visit them when they're not around. And just, I'm helping them out.
Yep.
I'm getting something out. It just builds a community, which is like the one thing to me that's pretty glaringly lacking in the Switch. I mean, I'm not like a big online community person anyways, but like that's a missed opportunity in my mind.
And then another missed opportunity right now with the Switch is people love getting rewarded for playing games.
They so the achievement system?
Achievements.
Okay. Yeah, because I'm playing Mega Man right now. They have that.
Everyone likes being able to see their hours for some reason.
Yeah, well, the activity thing is
like when you can check that out. I think that's really, really cool. But achievements is a whole nother level. Right. I think that's another episode. Once again, we're talking about what could be on the Switch and stuff. But yeah,
I would definitely kind of lump that in with the online service. It's just like I said, building a community where there's more investment. And like you're saying, it's if you just give me a piece of something that shows what I did, that's kind of a cool way to share with people, kind of passively. You don't have to be like, hey, look at this. They just might see it, you know? And I think I always thought a cool thing connecting with Animal Crossing, like say you do that achievement, you get a piece that you can use in your house in the game.
Right, like, because like Xbox used to do a thing where you would,
the avatars?
Yeah, you would get stuff for your avatars and stuff.
Yeah, I think that would be, that's what I always thought as Animal Crossing could be used really well, is like, this is your like home base, and you kind of, other games connect with it in some way.
And you can hang your achievements up on the wall, like say like
literally. Put it in your house. You have a statue that you made of you when you saved the world, you know, depending on what game it was, or, you know, playing certain Smash Brothers.
It would be perfect.
I think that would be so cool, like, you can do so much with this.
Right,
and you don't have to, because I'll take
because it's just
the same game again.
More than I would take New Leaf on the Switch.
I would take the original game
on the I mean
anything. So that was what was so much of a relief, to just have them come out and say, yes,
there is Animal Crossing.
Don't worry about it. And you worry about it, but
leave it to Nintendo, because you know they're always going to come out with something that's.
And to me, I think the timing was right. Don't let it be lost with under Smash Brothers and like new announcement of new games. I mean, even though Luigi's Mansion they did announce.
Yep, that was a big one. Yep.
Well, it's kind of crazy that you take those opportunities just in the middle of the week, out of nowhere, and it's like, hey, by the way, we're going to do a sequel to a game we haven't touched in 5 years on the DS, and then back then over 10 years. It's like, okay, like however you want to give them to me, I'm cool with that.
We're just gonna keep taking it.
It's just I wonder about their thought process a lot of times, you know. But
I think it has a lot to do with success, also.
Well, right now, you know, like you're looking at every decision they're making, you're like, oh, they're so smart, they're doing everything right. But they were doing very similar stuff during the Wii U, and it's like, oh, they're doing everything wrong. But in a lot of ways, they were though. Like in terms of advertising, you see a presence for the Switch in a lot of places, all over, on different media platforms, just like in general, on stores.
Everywhere.
But Wii U, it practically didn't exist from day one. And it never, obviously,
even the commercials in it.
Yeah.
It was just like, oh.
I feel like this is going to be our thing, is like, the Wii U is going to just be...
the Wii U is going to get a little bashed here and there. But
like, it's with love,
I bought it day one. I sat in line at Target.
It was a special moment.
I sat in line at Target to get it. I mean, I got it day one. You got it day one.
Of course, of course. But it was such a different feeling.
In a way.
It was like you're in your own world. Like, this is my thing that I'm excited about, but nobody else in the world knows what's going on. With the Switch, it was
what is that tablet?
Everybody was like on this.
It was a whole different level of hype.
It was so cool. Like, people were like excited, and they're like, "Hey, check this out!" Like, and people knew about it. It was like, this is what I'm talking about.
Well, and I think the way Nintendo did that so well was having it the NX and having no leaks come out and making it...
Announcing it at its own thing, like, again, with their decision making. It wasn't like, let's throw this out at E3.
There was no hints. Nintendo really never gave any hints to it. It was just kind of Mario was behind that curtain, and then a few days later, we got the Switch announcement.
Well, even the announcement itself, it wasn't like, here's Splatoon 2, here's Odyssey. It was like, let me show you little clips of things, and then we just kind of took that and ran with it. It turned out to be what we thought it would be.
Right,
but there was kind of like, what's going on here? Like, what did we just see? And they kept the intrigue throughout, you know?
It didn't stop.
Yeah, I mean, they announced this thing like 6 months before it came out. Which is unheard of these days, especially with hardware. It's like they're already talking about I think some idea of a piece of hardware that's a PlayStation 5
that was
or
another
Xbox,
thing
whatever.
for its success, though, I feel. Because it was like...
They use it to their advantage.
Right.
For sure, yeah.
Because they had this NX project behind the scenes for throughout the whole Wii U.
Yeah, I mean,
pretty much.
You see how things played out now. And they did put games out that were killer on the Wii U, and they're killer on the Switch.
And once again, that's why I think kind of the Wii U was we need time to make this console.
I mean, whether it was intentional or not, they built up what would become successful. Right. I mean, I don't think you ever like intentionally just bomb.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. I don't think companies do that.
Why would you? You can't take that risk.
No.
And Nintendo, like, they have a small sliver of
like. It was basically like a Wii 2.0, I would say.
I mean, we know that, being there and having been a part of the process, you know, but to a greater group of people, and especially to like what history is going to say, like, nobody's going to remember where we were then.
Yeah. So this is what Duck Crossing is, basically, in a nutshell. So for those of you who really don't know what this is basically...
We just kind of just started going off, just talking like right off, and we didn't like...
Right.
This is what we're trying to do.
This is what Duck Crossing is. It's just basically like a podcast where we just talk something Nintendo. Whatever's going on with Nintendo, whether like today was Animal Crossing, just because...
Well, I mean, you got to start there.
That's just how we got
Plus, like I said, there is something that's really on my mind right now, playing Pocket Camp. So it's something I'm thinking about a ton.
Right.
And I will think about a ton until the game comes out.
Right. So that was Animal Crossing. That was the first episode of Animal Crossing.
We just did it.
Yeah, that was it. So if you guys do enjoy this
is easy. I'll just like lay down here.
If you guys do enjoy this podcast, let us know down below in the comments. Joke here is going to be sleeping till the next episode.
Yeah, I'll just wait till next Wednesday.
So I think that wraps up episode 1 of Animal Crossing. I mean, not Animal Crossing, Duck Crossing.
See you guys.
We'll see you guys all in the next one.